Welcome to the 2Noahs podcast. I'm Noah Bunde, and here with me is my co-host and partner in crime, Noah Dolman.
Hello.
So we are 2Noahs. We're friends. We're living together, and we are here to talk to some of our more creative friends to figure out how they found their passion and turned their creative side gigs or passions into a profession.
It's very interesting. Good intro, Noah. That was terrific.
Thanks.
I was wondering, how do you feel about having house guests?
House guests.
Yeah.
Depends.
Mm-hmm.
Do the guests know? Like sometimes guests forget when sometimes they overstay their my friendliness or someone's friendliness, not my friendliness. I've never had that happen. I love house guests.
Yeah, I mean, I actually don't know if this is a Benjamin Franklin quote. It's one of those quotes, you've read online and it says Benjamin Franklin, but you don't know.
Or Mark Twain.
Yeah,
it's usually Mark Twain or Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, and it's house guests are like fish. They go rotten after 3 days.
Absolutely.
Are you a 3-day rule person?
3 to 5 days.
I've stayed much longer at your house.
2 weeks, yeah, right? That was 2 weeks, yeah. You're an exception to the rule.
Oh, wow, I feel honored. I feel really honored. No, but I also love having house guests. I love hosting.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also agree 3 days is good. But of course there are exceptions to the rule. Depends on how good of a friend they are.
Yeah, and I think there's like one thing that always works for me if the guest makes dinner or tries to help out in the house or just like shows not over appreciation, but just like, hey, should I do the dishes if you cook or something? I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah, or specifically loves to watch New Girl
or the Alaska State Troopers.
Yes.
Shout out.
Yeah, by the way, if you are wondering, we took BuzzFeed quizzes. Noah Bunde is a Nick.
I'm such a Nick.
And I'm such a Schmitty.
Noah Dolman is the most Schmidt person I know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Shout out to Schmidt.
Yeah, shout out to Schmitty. He's not a real person, though.
What?
But what's really interesting about house guests, right? This next guest of ours was a house guest of yours.
Oh, what a nice segue.
Yeah, very nice.
I have to give that to you.
Thank you.
I did not expect that. I knew who the guest was going to be.
And I really thought this one out. But yeah, he's a good friend of mine. And what was it, this summer?
This summer, yeah, he came to visit me with a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
More friends than I expected.
But they were great?
They were great. They stayed 3 days. They just stayed a night or two, I think. And then they had an Airbnb. And they did treat me to a lot of drinks and a nice Wiener Schnitzel.
Oh, not a Wiener Schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel.
Delicious. But our next guest is Derek Mully, who's a videographer.
And a content creator.
And also now a Twitch streamer. Welcome Derek Mully to the podcast. Derek, I can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No, I can't hear you.
He can't hear me.
I think he's kidding.
Oh, I can hear him.
You can hear him.
I do.
Wait, I can hear you.
I had a real big poop head moment there. I could hear him, but for some reason I didn't think I could. Okay.
Should we start?
Should we start? Derek, you all good to go?
I'm good to go whenever you guys are.
Okay.
Your cats are on mute. Your cats are on flight mode.
Do you want me to mute myself for the intro?
No,
we're not.
See, Noah and I had a bit of a discussion about that before because I wanted to record everything linear, but Noah wants to cut everything together later, which I hate.
Yeah, it was our first artistic difference, right?
Yeah, 10 minutes before starting to record. We should have figured that out earlier. But this time we're going to do it like Noah Dolman wants to do it, and next time we'll do it like I want to do it. So we'll record straight.
You're going to test both ways?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But enough about our feuds. How are you doing, Derek?
Well, honestly, I was in a really good mood until you started talking about your feuds, and now I'm a little bit sad.
They'll come and go, right?
Like the war of Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never had any sort of disagreements like that with anybody. So
well, you work
I wish
alone,
you two
right?
the best of luck. Yeah.
So what do you do exactly?
I work on these contracts. It's called scaffolding contracts with cities.
Are you a comedian?
What?
No.
What cities? What cities do you work in?
I work in New York City, Hong Kong City, Berlin City, Paris City. Yeah, I work in all the cities, the main ones. Anyway.
And you do just scaffolding?
I just climb. Yeah, I just climb up. Oh wait, that's scaling. I meant to say I scale buildings in big cities. That's what I meant to say.
you check the sizing, or you actually go up and down them?
I check the bricks. I check the quality of the bricks. I check the quality, the cleanliness of the windows. I'm a window cleaner.
And do you do videography on the side?
Yeah, and occasionally, to pay the old bills there, I do some video work. I mostly do video editing. I do some shooting, some videography, but I am mostly into the video editing.
What was the last project you worked on?
The last project I worked on was not very exciting. It was a local commercial in southern Illinois in the United States.
Was it about a mall?
It was not about a mall, but that would be funny if it was. Actually, it'd be really funny to shoot like a mall ad.
Because I saw a lot of them are empty nowadays because there's no demand anymore for malls.
Yeah, I still frequent the malls. And I'll
online
do some
or
video
offline?
projects. Online. I don't know. Yeah.
What was the commercial actually about?
The commercial was, I don't even know like what the method of money making is for them, but it was like it was for a church giving away gifts, like Christmas gifts to kids.
Oh, is this?
And
is
they're
this
making
with the
a commercial?
Is this with the streamer?
Yeah, but that was actually a local. That's going to be run as an ad.
Oh, really? That's super cool.
Oh yeah, disclaimer for the listeners: the cats are here, and they're going to be making noises every now and then.
I think it'll be good for SEO. So Derek, I know you do videography, but your background isn't actually formally in videography.
No,
you majored in political science, right?
Yeah. So like a lot of people around the world, but a lot in the U.S., people getting misguided in their bachelor's. I went to school for political science because I was so engulfed in that world. Like I was sort of really into advocacy groups and all that in high school, and then decided to get into that in college, and then quickly decided that wasn't really what I was cut out to do. As Noah, one of the Noahs here knows me quite well.
Is it
one
this
of the
Noah?
Noahs? The other Noah knows me. Yes, it is that Noah.
Okay.
And if you know me like that, like actually Noah, I would say you know me well enough to know that I shouldn't do politics, right?
Yeah.
Both Noahs, right?
But I would say you're well knowledge. You know your stuff.
I know my stuff, but I know my stuff decently,
And
right?
you care.
But
That's important.
Yeah. But I make jokes about the cats in the boxes.
Yeah. Not the
can't.
best for being a politician.
I can't be on a stage doing that. Yeah. I'm gonna be like, yeah, no, it's gonna be a problem.
What advocacy groups were you in high school?
Honestly, there were some more extreme ones that I was in, like more communist leaning ones in high school. Yeah, and I would go down to the city and like during Occupy, the whole Occupy movement, I was like, I spent like a week away from high school, sleeping in a tent in downtown Detroit with a bunch of random people that I didn't know, protesting, and I got in like huge trouble with my parents for that, and yeah.
What were they not happy about with you and your political affiliation, or the fact that you're just camping in downtown Detroit?
I think it was both.
Okay.
I think it was both. Yeah. But I wouldn't. Not to get into that too much, but I wouldn't really classify myself as that big of an into the extreme anymore. I'm sort of apolitical now, unfortunately, because I feel like a lot of people that study political science, it sort of works them into some sort of political neutrality, or I guess you sort of become politically confused because you just have such an like, you realize everyone's point of view, and then it makes you angry that people aren't able to come to terms and agreements on stuff, and it just makes you really jaded, I think, with politics. So I sort of just got worked away from that philosophically, and then kind of just stumbled into video editing. And actually, it started with you guys.
With us?
With your family, Noah.
Oh, it
started
my family?
Okay.
No. Wait, so it didn't technically start with. So let me go to the beginning. Do you want me to say this story?
No.
Or is it maybe too much
Go for it. No.
Okay. So I started making music videos technically when I was like 19. When I was in college in Detroit. I had a DSLR, a Nikon D3200. During college, I was supporting myself this way, and I was doing translations. And Noah, you know me, I'm not a really fluent Spanish speaker.
Wait, you were doing Spanish translations?
I was quite literally, I started a business called, and I literally was doing Spanish and French translations. I would Google Translate stuff, and then I would try to correct the grammar afterwards.
That's amazing. What were you translating?
It was literally like technical manuals from English. No. Yeah, from English to Spanish.
Oh, wow.
Which is kind of nuts. Yeah.
How did that go? Did the clients like your work?
They didn't know that I was not doing a good job. If I looked back, I probably messed everything up. Like, genuinely.
So you're one of the reasons why if I go to Amazon to buy stuff from China and nothing makes sense, you're one of the reasons?
Yeah, exactly.
You're part of the problem, you're saying that?
I'm part of the problem, yeah.
Oh, great.
I was one of those people. I did a bunch of odd work in college. I also was a busboy in an old Italian restaurant that my dad had family connections to.
That sounds shady.
It's probably is shady, but I don't know. So it probably is. Anyway, then I got into shooting music videos with the DSLR. I didn't know how to really edit that well. I would make stupid videos. That's all I ever did with editing. So then I had to start trying, actually trying to make something quality. And it still sucked because I was just starting out. But I was getting projects. I got like maybe 10 music videos when I was in college, and they all were pretty bad. And then when I graduated, I went to Seattle for a while, did some random stuff. Then I went to Philly, and I met you. And then I worked with you guys, and started doing more professional type of videos. And then it mixed together with the personal stuff that I would make, which was just crap videos, and then professional, and yeah.
Did your studies in politics did that have any influence on your video editing, or on the jobs you did, on the content?
I don't know. I don't know if it consciously did, but I'm sure in a lot of ways there was. I wouldn't say like there was a political motive behind anything video wise that I did. I would say that my whole life has sort of been a little bit anarchical. That's a word, right? Anarchical. And I would say picking that major was a little bit anarchical, and then picking my career was a little bit anarchical. So I think there's a pattern definitely in my life of things not tying together in a real tight way. Everything's just kind of loosely happening. But so in that regard, I guess it relates to it, but nothing like directly, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know you also edited music videos you said in college, right?
Yeah, there's still a few of them that are on YouTube, yeah.
And were they, because I know now you mostly do rap videos. Were they also rap videos back then too?
I think they were only rap videos then.
Only rap videos.
I didn't do anything else. Well, okay, so I was doing videos in Detroit, and there are some electronic music artists, but they're mostly DJs. They don't really do originals, so they're not doing like music videos, And there's not really many rock bands in the city anymore. There's quite a few rock bands in the suburbs, but I didn't have a car, and I'm in the middle of Detroit. I'm just getting to where I can by bus, and filming the rappers. You know what I mean? So that's what I was. Yeah, just rappers.
Yeah. In terms of rock, I was very surprised because I mean I'm from outside of Philly, and then meeting you and realizing that there are genres that I thought were dead and gone that are still alive in Detroit, like progressive rock, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, prog rock. Prog rock is really big in the north suburbs of Detroit. Techno is really big in the south suburbs of Detroit, and in the city. A lot of different types of rock. It depends where you are. Punk rock is also huge still. But it's not really, but the thing is, none of that is really big within the people that are from the city. The people that are from the city truly are only fans of like hip hop, and then some of them are techno, and that's like it. I'm telling you. But like the people that come in, like rock.
Eminem is from Detroit, right?
He's from Warren, but yes, he's from Warren, which is
Is that a friend of Eminem? Warren? Warren Buffett?
He's from Warren, which is his mother's name. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you have a preferred genre of music that you like video editing to?
Okay, I'll say that hip-hop is like the easiest one, just because the beats are very linear, right? They're very like... they're very linear. They're very repetitive. So as far as the editing goes, oh god, cat's knocking stuff down. That's awesome. All right, anyway, yeah. So you just edit to a 4/4 beat. It's very easy. You know what I mean? Whereas if you have like a prog rock song, sometimes those types of bands can be very confusing to edit for, and like they'll be like, okay, we want this right here and this right here, and I need you to put this shot right here, and then rappers just send me like 6 raw clips of them rapping, and they're just like, here you go for it, and I'm like, okay. Then I always ask them, you have any like idea what you want? And they're like, no, and I'm like, sweet,
I looked at your material, at your portfolio on...
You did research?
On YouTube. I did the research, as any good journalist would do. And I noticed a kind of like a particular style in editing. There's like a lot of overlays and like a lot of action shots. Is that part of the genre, or is there like experience? No, not experience. Is there like an inspiration from where you drew that look from?
I would love to tell you that I consciously thought of something, but I definitely did not. What happened was, because I work with a lot of independent artists, a lot of these videos are being shot by their friends or themselves or their parents or something like that. So they send me this footage, and I mean, a lot of the times I'm not gonna put them down, but it's not the best footage, right? Because they're not being shot by professional videographers. So yeah, so usually I get this footage, and my job is to make something out of it. So it looks like someone maybe shot it from their phone or something like that, or
it's because it was shot on a phone.
Yeah, a lot of the times it was actually. So like, my job is to make it interesting, right? And that's usually what people come to me for. They have some footage, they want to make it interesting. They don't want it to be some like cut together, simple video, right? They want something to be made out of it. So I create a theme for the video. I don't actually sit down and write down an idea for the theme. I just kind of sit down with the footage in the project file and decide when I'm doing it. So that's just sort of how I edit.
Now you do go by Cyberesme, right?
Yes.
And you have a lot of these like futuristic tones in your editing.
I'd say, yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, where does the name like Cyberesme come from, and do you just enjoy those things, or is there a bit more to it?
Well, the name is I wanted to come up with a name that when people Googled, they would only find one result because something that no one else like has as a name. A lot of band names, you search them and there's been like 12 of those bands before, so you can't find the people. You know what I mean?
Like Foo Fighters.
Yes, like Foo Fighters. I tried to start a band called Radiohead, and I was so upset. when I found out.
Imagine naming your band The National.
Yeah.
That makes for shitty SEO.
Yeah, I tried the Kooks. I tried a lot of stuff, man. No, but I went with that because I'm from Detroit and my family is, and Detroit is a historically French city. Esme is a French name. I don't know if you know.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And
I didn't either. I just acted like I did.
I did cyber before because, like you said, I seem to have that trend among my projects, right? The futuristic type of style. I thought that's I'll just throw that. But how can I combine it? And I just made it one word, Cyberesme. So it's really that simple. Even Esme has a meaning to the word, and there was something else behind that, but I genuinely don't remember what the meaning behind the name was anymore.
You can make it up right now. No one listening is going to actually look it up.
Well, Esme means kind and the heart of a lion.
Wow, that's beautiful.
That's hot.
Yeah. So I just kind of made it up, but. I think it's cool to come up with a name that no one else has and then just run with it,
Yeah, what I find really impressive is that you can do these music videos, but at the same time, these very professional videos. And I don't know, is the process different? And which would you prefer to have as clients?
I like having the mix, personally. I like it right where it is now. I would love my ideal setup, and I think I've spoke with you about this before, but my ideal setup, I think, would be having a couple steady business clients, making professional videos consistently for them, and then having music video gigs that I would get, maybe a few a month, something like that. So that I can really, because truthfully, my passion lies with the music videos, obviously, right? But I don't hate doing the professional videos either. So I don't particularly love it. I wouldn't say I love it. I like it, but I do love making the music videos. So as much as I can allot time for that, I would love to do that. If I can get consistent professional work, be able to focus on a few music videos, then that's my sweet spot, I think.
Oh, well, with that, I think this is a nice time for a break. If you gotta do something with the cats, well, that sounded bad.
Yeah, that sounds good.
If you gotta,
You get 5 to 10 minutes to do something with the cats now. We'll be back.
We're gonna leave the room.
Yeah, give you some privacy. We'll be back in a sec.
yeah. Mwah.
So, welcome back after a short break. We're back with Derek from Detroit.
Hi, Derek.
Hi, Derek.
Hey.
He's still there with all the cats and dogs.
I'm living in a barn. Yeah.
In Detroit, in downtown Detroit, in the barn.
That's like the Meet the Parents joke with Ben Stiller. You ever watch Meet the Parents, where he's like, yeah, I grew up on a cat farm in Detroit, and he's like, yeah, he was lying. Anyway,
yeah. Shout out to Ben Stiller.
Shouts out Ben Stiller.
Also, a fun fact, we didn't say this in the first part, we blew our entire marketing budget on Derek.
Yeah, the thing was, as much as I like these guys, my time is extremely valuable. I did not want to come on this podcast, for free, right? They had to shell out a pretty penny for me.
Oh, that's so true. We did actually pay for you to be on the podcast. Yeah. I guess for a little...
You technically did.
So for people who are listening who are wondering what the hell we're talking about.
It's onlyfans.com/cyberesme. You can see Derek belly dancing.
It's beautiful. No. Derek has you have a stream. You're a Twitch streamer now.
I'm a Twitch streamer.
Yeah, Cyberesme TV. And we paid for 5 subs to promote the podcast.
Well, Noah paid for 5 subs.
I paid for it.
I didn't.
Well, to be fair, I am running an ad on my stream in the chat once an hour for this podcast now.
we thank you a lot for it.
Thanks,
actually, you know where it came from? The day before I went onto your stream, and you didn't know my username on Twitch is coolboy6969. But I realized I had bits. And can you explain bits? I don't really understand what they are.
I don't. I mean, it's just like a marketing thing, right? It's just a way of like donating that's fun for Twitch, basically. Yeah. It's just 100 bits is $1. Yeah, that's all it is.
I realized I had 100 bits, and I was like, oh, I'll give it anonymously to Derek. And he got really excited when I did it, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool!" And so the next day we were like, "Let's promote 2Noahs."
Yeah, I hope my goal is like if I grow that Twitch that I can promote all my friends' stuff, all my friends that I like stuff, and hopefully grow their stuff too. You know what I mean? That's always been my dream with anything. It's like if I get popular with anything, it would be so cool to like have that ability just to blow other people's stuff up. Yeah. That's like honestly probably the most fun part about having any sort of like fame. I think would suck, right?
But like a following.
In a lot of ways. Yeah, following when it gets too big, I feel like it's a problem. But there is that side of it where like you can just change your friends' lives if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you changed our lives for a bit. We really, really appreciated it. Yeah. Like we sat in the living room and we started like laughing.
We started getting phone calls.
And started getting phone calls from Sony and from HelloFresh.
Yeah. Listen,
shout out HelloFresh.
Oh yeah, HelloFresh. Please
I just
sponsor
wanted
us.
to say you're welcome. Yeah, HelloFresh. Hello. I said HelloFresh. HelloFresh.
No, but actually, because Derek, you and I, we started actually talking a lot during COVID. Well, we're still in COVID, right. But at the very beginning, we've been talking a lot, but we haven't seen each other in like 2 years.
Not since what, Italy?
Yeah. So I guess
Has
2
it been
years
since
ago.
Italy 2019? Yeah. A little over 2 years ago.
Yeah, over 2 years. But yeah, I like at that time, I didn't really think much about independent creators. I mean, I watched a lot, but yeah, I have to say, you really showed me like how important it is to really support your friends' endeavors and how meaningful it can be, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, man, I could rant about that for a long time. Literally just
you can rant right now if you want to.
I don't know. I think it's one of like, man, I have these thoughts sometimes, man. It's like the little amount of effort you can put in to just like make your friends' days with what they're doing. Cause like, man, I've done some projects, like especially when I first started out, cause you know, when you're younger, it's a little lame to like try hard at stuff, you know what I mean? So when I was making videos, because I was making joke videos, and you know, that's actually how I got into video editing to at the very beginning of all of it, was I started making joke videos when I was in like 6th grade. And I've been making joke videos my whole life. They're not that funny, but it's just something I like to do. Anyways, when I would have 1 or 2 friends show up on YouTube and comment something, dude, it would make me so happy. And when I got that feeling from a young age, I always made sure to like always reciprocate that. Whether or not that person has done the same for me, I always do it for them.
So how much has changed from when you first started out to now in terms of your setup, your skills, but also your audience? Because nowadays there's like TikTok and all these platforms.
Oh yeah. That's a good question. I had a really bad setup for a very long time. I barely was able to afford a DSLR in college. And then I was still like broke, you know, making rent, making groceries, getting by with my friends in this crappy apartment, you know what I mean? And so I couldn't afford a good software. I couldn't even afford a subscription because they changed to the subscription Adobe, right?
Oh yeah.
I know.
I couldn't afford that, and I didn't want to use the rip copy. And I also didn't know how to torrent stuff like back then.
Same. Me too. I was too stupid to download the good software.
I was too stupid. Yeah. And then so I was too dumb, and I just downloaded this weird Chinese like software, video editing software, and it was like, it was called VideoPad Video Editor.
Oh my god, I also used that.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You really did?
I really did. I remember that software because we like. I didn't do a lot of video editing.
I used that for like 6 years, dude.
I still have a copy somewhere.
Dude,
Because
that
back in the day,
software, man,
we had to do a project for school, like a horror movie. It was the worst movie in the history of movies. It was kind of funny because it was very bad, and I edited. And I also was in a situation where I was like, how am I going to do this? Because I didn't have an Apple computer with the free iMovie and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I looked and looked, and then I also didn't want to use Windows Movie Maker because Windows Movie Maker is worse than anything.
It's terrible. It's garbage. Yeah, it's the worst video editing thing.
So I also know that software, and it's great because it has the most important stuff.
It's actually not bad.
Yeah,
it's actually not bad. It has all the basics for like cutting videos up. Like, see, the problem with like Windows Movie Maker and all those things is you can't get into the exact frame or millisecond. You can't get precise editing. But with that VideoPad thing, you could at least zoom into the timeline and be able to cut stuff exact. And that's the most important thing with editing. You want to be able to make precise edits. Everything, all the effects and stuff is secondary. You want to be able to cut things up precisely. That's the major thing. So yeah, VideoPad, I have to like give a public shout out to them.
Shout out.
If it wasn't for VideoPad, I don't know if I would be video editing, genuinely.
I got a pretty good grade on that project too. Thanks, VideoPad. It's 12 years late, but thanks for that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I made like at least $2,000 editing music videos with that.
So from your early days on VideoPad, where are you now?
I've been on Adobe. So I actually learned Adobe first because our school and high school had Adobe on their computers, and I was involved in the TV. We had a TV news program, and I was involved in that. Like I would be involved behind the scenes in the production room. That was where I learned Premiere. But then I stepped away, used VideoPad for years when I left high school. Came back to Adobe, and the whole by the way, when I came back, everything was different. They started using those panels. Mm-hmm. You know, those weird docks that you can like move around, and it confused the hell out of me, and I had to like relearn the program. But Adobe Premiere I still think is top. Some people like Sony Vegas. I still like Premiere more, but yeah. So yeah, I've been using that for a few, like 3 or 4 years now, I'd say. And
you're completely self-taught.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but high school I also like took classes, so okay. I guess I wouldn't say 100% self-taught. Yeah, some teaching by a professor, or he's a teacher. He was a teacher. His name is Mr. Legg, and he is a professor at a university now. But yeah,
Mr. Legg.
Mr. Legg, the living legend of Rosedale Park in Detroit.
Shout out to Mr. Legg.
Shouts out Mr. Legg.
He's now at Calif University.
He's at like, I don't know if you know, it's called Madonna University. It's like a local Michigan university, but
is it a Catholic university?
No, I think it might be a Christian one though, but it's definitely not Catholic.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
not the main
Catholic one is. Yeah, not the cool guys. Yeah, Madonna High. Madonna High.
So Derek, I was going to ask you, what has been your biggest struggles as an independent videographer and content creator? I know that's a big one.
For me, okay, so that's not that big. For me personally, I act like, I joke around and I say like, sometimes I'll say mean things as jokes, but actually I think naturally I'm kind of a soft person. Like, to be honest with you, I'm like kind of a soft and sweet person, and I don't like hurting people's feelings. Like, you know, and
I can confirm that. Not the hurting part, but you're a nice guy.
Yes.
Not like a nice guy, but we've met last summer here in Berlin, and I had a couple of great days with you, and I really enjoyed having you here and your company. So I can confirm that.
Thank you, but man, you're way nicer to be able to host, and you're so nice for showing us around. Honestly.
We're back to your
so nice.
Back to your struggles
anyway.
now.
Yeah, your struggles.
Yeah, the struggles. Yeah, I had a tough time. Well, I mean, the obvious one is monetarily. I had a tough time putting things together because like the equipment's so expensive, and I had to sort of use crappy stuff for a long time to get slightly better stuff. And I sort of gotten to a point now where I have a good amount of stuff that I'm able to work with. So it's not as big of a problem, but coming up, it's hard, especially if you don't have any support behind you. It's really tough. But then I'd say, but with the nice thing I was saying is it's really hard to collect money and set prices for people when you know, like, like, oh, I don't know if, because in my head, you know, I'll be charging like, I don't know, $300 for an edit for a music video or something, and I know that person, like, in my heart, I'm like, I don't know if they should be paying for this right now. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, I'll have thoughts like that sometimes where I'm like, I don't know, like, and that kind of like, I'll talk to them about that sometimes. I'll be like, hey, you know, but then I'll end up giving a lot of discounts because of stuff like that, and then like, that's where the nice thing kind of hurts me. And also with like payment collection, it kind of gets tough sometimes. But
so these are creators that are small and pursuing whatever dreams those might be, rap, music, et cetera, and you don't think they have the monetary means to fund their project?
Not a lot of them do. Yeah, not a lot of them do. You know, a lot of them are barely making rent, and a lot of them are younger. And I've been in their shoes before, where like, you want to do something like that, you want to pay someone to like help you elevate in whatever category you're in, but you just can't. And if you do, you're gonna be dead broke. So I guess I've been in a lot of their shoes before, and I don't want to be like the cause of them not being able to eat anything but rice for like 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Sure. But that's really interesting. I mean, working with people like that. I mean, I don't know. You usually, when you hear about stuff like this, it's usually the big dogs who aren't even paying for it. But the vast majority don't really have the means to.
No, yeah, and it is the vast majority. And yeah, it's you know, the underground scene supports itself. So, it's a big scene of people, of creatives that are helping each other out. Yeah, there's a lot of really nice people out there in the industry, in the underground scene, for sure.
Now, I mean, that's where you've been. Would you like to be working with artists that you know have the means to pay you, or do you like that kind of gritty place where you're at?
I've started to work with artists that can actually afford to pay, like artists maybe in their mid to late 20s that I know, I'm like, they have jobs and stuff and they can pay, and I know they can pay, and it's all good. And that's been happening a lot more as of the last like 6 months or so. You see Noah, like, I'm working with this one guy who works with bigger artists right now. So I've indirectly worked with Lil Wayne and some like bigger guys, but like I've never met them, you know what I mean? But I've worked with their production companies. So now I've done that. I will say this about that: you think that it changes things. Certain things change when you get to that point. The reality is, I kind of had that whole idea crapped on, where it's not really too different as far as like, you know, like, I don't know, I don't have the money, or, you know, I'll get you the payment, this, and this. And then, you know, it's still a tough time, like, getting people to pay. In the music video industry, man, I'm telling you, it's tough. It's just tough to get money. It's tough to collect the stuff, you know. It's as far as money goes, it's tough, even for the top people, like the top production companies. But.
So, you know, these are all really difficult things to manage, being a independent videographer. Why do you keep doing it?
I think I'd be really bad at literally anything else.
That's a good response.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because I've tried other things. Mm-hmm. It's not like I haven't.
Sure.
I've tried other things. I'm pretty bad at other stuff that I've tried, at least. Like, I tried to be a salesman. I did that in college. In my master's, when I was doing my master's, I was at a call center doing sales. I just wasn't able to stay to the script. I wasn't able to play that game. I would be too honest with people on the phone, so I couldn't be a salesman. I'm not very good at working in restaurants. I've worked in a lot of restaurants. I've always been the person that like messes something up or spills the fryer oil on the ground. You know what I mean? I'm always the guy. That is an actual true story. I tried to fill the fryer vat oil at a country club pool house kitchen one time, and I literally forgot to close the bottom of it, and I just poured all of the fryer oil on the ground and had to spend 4 hours after my shift degreasing the ground.
Does it destroy the floor?
Is it still slippery there?
It probably is. I have no idea. It probably is.
People still fall down all the time.
Yeah, people are still slipping over there.
They put a carpet in, which is horrible. It's a health code violation.
It's a country club.
It's a country club. It's a health code violation anyway.
I've pretty much been I guess I would actually go as far as to say I pretty much have been a failure at everything else.
Well, we're happy to have you as a videographer. You're a great videographer. You've done work for me. Loved everything.
Yeah, Noah's
you,
OnlyFans is managed by Derek.
I'm Noah's OnlyFans pimp.
Yeah. Only follower and videographer, content creator. So you seem like you're able to easily reach out to people. Do you have any advice how to contact and find potential clients when working freelance?
Okay, so you can go one of two routes. You can do what I do, which is you can have absolutely no shame, and just which is what I do. That's what I do, and that's what works for me, right? I shamelessly reach out to everybody all the time. I DM everybody. I DM people way out of my league. I DM people, all over the place. I spend time on Instagram DMing people every day. For work. That's how I get most of my business is through Instagram, through DMs, literally.
Can I ask you, were you born with this shame or like no shame?
The lack of shame.
Yeah, the lack of shame,
No,
or is it something you built
not.
up?
No, I've definitely built up a shell, or some sort of like shield. I definitely was not born with that. I would say that, my dad, despite, he has some struggles, but the one thing about my dad is that's one thing he taught me was you have to just keep knocking on the door over and over and over again until it's so like you become numb, like to the denial, like to the, any sort of rejection, you just become completely numb to it. So I definitely was not born with it. I was a skittish little kid. I was embarrassed when my dad would yell at baseball games. I'd cower a little bit. I was really a skittish kid. I don't know what happened. I guess just being out in the real world hardened me up a little bit, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
I mean, you had to put food on the table. You had to figure a way out of how to.
That's what it is.
To make it work.
Survival.
Yeah. Wow, that's great.
Oh, and you had a second way of doing things if you have an issue with shame, like me.
Oh, yeah. So the other way is, I've noticed it works for some people, is like, you're playing cool or coy. I don't. So what you do is you play hard to get in the industry, which is also another way to do it. I would say that's a harder route, to be honest with you. But I don't know if it is or isn't, because I've never done that. But you could play the thing where you're you're more hard to reach out to. You're a more special person to reach out to, and you sort of develop this persona that you are, you were born to be a special person type of thing. Where I think that works for some people, I don't think I could get away with it, because that's just like not. I would feel too bad like playing coy. I'd be I'd want to message them back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it has to be authentic for it to work.
It has to be authentic. So you got to figure out which one you are and then roll with that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So where can you be found? You have now a couple of minutes or seconds.
Yeah, you can plug
some stuff now. Like, where can we find your works? Where can we find you? Where can we hire you?
So the best way to get in touch with me about work currently is actually my Instagram. Like, not even kidding. Just DMing me on Instagram.
We'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, put the spelling of it. It's at Cyberesme. It's just my Instagram. That's a good place to get in touch with me about working and seeing my portfolio. My portfolio is on Vimeo, which you can find in the links of my Instagram page. That's where pretty much all my work is of the last couple years. And then, not all of it, but most of it. And then I'm on Twitch now, just making some side income, hanging out, just playing games. I've always played video games, so I just decided to start streaming it.
Makes sense. Gotta monetize that shit.
Gotta diversify there.
Monetize everything. It's 2020. Yeah, it's 2021.
It's almost 2022.
I was almost 2 years behind just then. Okay.
Same with us and the podcast. I mean,
yeah. We're a little late to the podcast game.
Yeah. We waited till the market was so fucking over. Oh, I said fuck.
You were allowed to say fuck.
So freaking oversaturated.
Dude, the market, man. You know what I mean? The market.
Yeah.
You
You're not a fan of the
me?
market. You're an anti-capitalist, aren't you?
I'm an anti-market, but sometimes I gotta admit I'm pro-market.
But really, reach out to Derek. He's a great videographer. He does everything under the sun. Professional work, music videos,
Amateur work.
OnlyFans work.
OnlyFans work.
Have you done anything on OnlyFans yet?
Have I ever worked with someone on OnlyFans?
Yeah.
No, I've edited TikToks that are like somewhat provocative, but I've never edited OnlyFans content.
Wait, you've edited TikToks, but aren't those like 10 seconds long?
Yeah, people outsource TikToks, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's also, there's a lot of underage content now that's kind of coy about being sexual, but not really. It's pretty weird stuff going on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm too old for
TikTok's a
TikTok.
weird
I don't
place.
understand it.
I don't get it either.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say this right now. If you're listening to this, don't hire me for TikTok videos. Hire somebody else. I'm not an expert at it yet. I'm not going to pretend to be. I'm not there yet with that. But if you need something else, like for YouTube, for music videos, for anything professional, advertisements, anything like that, literally anything you want, trippy videos, visual videos, anything with 3D art, anything like that, just hit me up.
Yeah, and that we will. If the segment would have to be named, we would call that three white guys talking about things they don't understand. Talking about things they don't understand.
TikTok.
Like TikTok. On today, TikTok. Before we let you go, we do have a little game prepared, as our podcast is a lot about fun, games.
Yeah.
We have a set of questions for the frequent listeners.
Rapid fire questions.
It's called rapid fire questions. It's just something you're meant to answer without really thinking about it too much. And some questions are a bit weird.
Baseball.
Baseball is not a question. And we're asking the questions.
Shut up, Derek.
So I'll start.
Wait, are you ready, Derek?
Are you ready? Oh.
Yes.
Okay, you had a cat in your mouth.
I had a cat.
So how's the water pressure where you are?
Bad.
Are there people playing chess in the parks?
Yes.
Do you drink mint tea there in summer?
Yes.
Can you request custom license plates for cars?
Yes.
How's
do I have to do longer answers or no? Is it yes or no?
It's fine.
Yes or no? Is fine.
Yeah. Yes or no.
How's the plumbing? Toilet paper in bucket or flush down?
Bidet.
What's your favorite word?
Orange.
What's your least favorite word?
Red.
Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Whiskey or vodka?
Whiskey.
Guns or no guns?
You don't have
Guns.
to answer that. Trump or Putin? Just kidding.
Putin. What?
Do you drink tomato juice when traveling by plane?
Tomato juice by plane, yes.
Cow or oat milk?
Oat.
Dusty or wet?
Dusty. Wait, no, wet. Not dusty.
Interesting.
I just
Sand,
thought about.
sand or stone?
Sand, actually.
Wow, very interesting.
Interesting.
This really tells us a lot about you, Derek.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is a good interview.
It was fun having you on.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna think about this later in bed by myself.
Yeah, don't overthink it. It's not like I put a lot of work into the questions. They're just coming
I'm
from
gonna put
somewhere.
some work into those questions later in bed. You know what I mean?
Shout out to your bed.
Shouts out to
Derek's
the bed.
bed.
Apologies to the bed, everybody.
Yeah, things happened. Well, anyway, yeah. Thanks for being on with us. Thanks for doing it with us.
Thank you for
Yeah.
being our first, but not technically our first.
We might cut that out. Yeah.
Yeah, you can cut that out. It might be funny also if people know that, but I don't know. That is pretty funny. Wait, who's the guest? The first guest?
David Gabriel.
Oh, nice.
The
David.
writer.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
for being on. You were really great.
Yeah,
and
thanks.
yeah, really check out Derek's stuff. He's great. And if you have a friend or you personally need a videographer, yeah, message him on Instagram. Yeah, you all need friends.
Honestly, though, I will say this: if you just want to message me, I am a good person to talk to on Instagram. Just go ahead and hit up my DMs
or play with you the games on Twitch.
Video games.
Oh yeah, or if you want to play games, I like. Of multiplayer games, though, I'm pretty much just into like CS:GO and PUBG, and sometimes Halo. I like Halo now. I like the new Halo. It's fun.
Noah has no comments. He doesn't play any video games.
Flight Simulator 2020 and
Flight Simulator.
Yeah.
Do you have a rig? Do you have a joystick?
I have a little rig. It's just a joystick, yeah, cheap one.
Nice. That's cool.
Thanks. And I do play a bit of Grand Theft Auto. But I only use it to drive around cars. I don't kill anyone. I'm using it as a car driving simulator or life simulator. Trying to be a decent person, at least on the Grand Theft Auto. It's the worst place to be a decent person.
GTA is fun.
Yeah, it is. Well, bye.
Talk to you soon, Derek.
Ciao.
Talk to you soon, guys.
Well, that was Derek. Nice fella. Nice to. I forgot a bit about him. No, I didn't. He's constantly on my Instagram. I see all his stories. I love him and the videos.
He's a great guy.
Big
Very nice
fan.
guy.
So that was the interview part. So what's happening? It's Christmas, kind of.
It's not.
Not yet.
We're recording this 3 weeks before Christmas.
This is a bit, yeah.
But we thought I ruined it. I'm so sorry, Noah.
Yeah. I didn't expect anything else from you, but yeah, it's Christmas now in a couple of hours.
I love the lights and the...
Yeah, and the COVID situation, it's good or bad, who knows? The COVID situation is ever evolving.
Yeah, it changes constantly.
The rules, great rules now.
Let's just say
they have the best rules.
Oh no, we're turning into podcast hosts who talk about COVID.
Yeah, no, the worst topic. Let's not talk about COVID. But yeah, I hope you all have done your Christmas shopping, or if you're anti-capitalist as I am, or broke,
or maybe you don't celebrate Christmas.
Oh yeah, you don't celebrate Christmas.
I'm weird in that fact. I'm actually Jewish, but half my family is not Jewish, but we celebrate Christmas. My older brother, he used to say as a kid, I'm half Jewish and half Christmas. So like Hannah Montana says, the best of both worlds.
Oh, I love that show. Shout out to Miley Cyrus.
Yeah,
a lot of shout outs today, but it's
so
okay.
Many.
Yeah, we gotta get our shout out game going. But yeah, it is the best of both worlds. Do you also celebrate Hanukkah?
Yeah, but more in a religious sense. I haven't since I've been gone from home for so long.
Wow.
6 years. Well, on and off. On and off 6 years. So I like now I'm in Berlin. Not a lot of Jews to I don't want to go here, never mind. Let's back out.
You just found yourself driving into a one-way street, realizing you're going in the wrong way, and you just backed out. Nice one. We'll keep that in, I think. I like that one. What happened in Berlin in the 30s? What happens in Berlin in the 30s stays in Berlin in the 30s.
Shout out to Babylon Berlin.
Shout out to Babylon Berlin.
Really, American, non-German viewers. Good show.
It's a good show. It's a good show if you want to watch something that's made in Germany, but is also okay.
Yeah, good quality.
Good quality. They did shoot a lot of scenes on the street that Noah and I live on. There's
down the street.
Down the street, and recently, it was this summer, I think, they shot the 4th season. And I walked down the street and I saw one of the main actors in full Nazi Germany uniform with a swastika, everything. And they were just shooting a scene, and they walked out of the building that they were shooting in, and then a lot of like ADs came and like put blankets over them, and I was just like, wow, that's so weird. I just went down the street to the Netto to get myself breakfast, and I walk into Nazi Germany, and 5 minutes later it's over again.
Yeah, thank God.
Thank God. It's the same on the internet. You can just walk into the wrong part of the internet, and suddenly you find yourself in Nazi Germany for 5 minutes.
Wow, the exit button
Yeah.
Really important. I like how we decided to back out of the one-way street and then kept going down.
Yes.
So back to Christmas, as the Germans call it, Weihnacht.
Weihnachten.
Weihnachten, very close to Wehrmacht.
You keep driving into that street. Why?
Oh God. Jesus. Anyway.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's all about Jesus.
Christmas.
So,
wow. So enjoy your Christmas.
enjoy your Christmas, whatever that might look like.
Or the other holiday you celebrate or don't celebrate,
Yeah.
depending on what your religious background is.
And if you're into presents and like giving presents or getting presents, enjoy that part too. If you're not into that, you're more like the arts and crafts guy.
Yeah.
I hope you have a great time at artsing and craftsing.
Yeah, I'm currently trying to do my first care package to my family. And I think I'm
Put
doing
a sausage in there?
I did put a sausage.
I mean, you're in Germany right now. Gotta put a sausage in.
Today I came to you and I was like, I just had a moment in the supermarket because I was planning on putting all these nice sausages into the package. And I realized Germany isn't known for its dried sausage or its like pack sausage. It's more wet sausage.
We're in the moist sausage market. Yeah.
Which is good. So ignore that. We're not going to describe to the listeners what I just did.
No, you don't want to.
Yeah, dude, let's close it out. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening. If you're still here, we hope you enjoyed that. And that's it for now. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for our guest,
Derek.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to do that. Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, Derek Mullen.
Yeah.
At
For joining us.
Cyberesme.
Yeah, at Cyberesme. Shoot us a DM and we will read it and might get in touch with us. We hope you had an okay time, a chuckle or two. Get in touch with us and let us know how we did. If you want to be on the podcast or you have an interesting friend who you like to be on the show, just shoot us a message on Instagram, 2Noahs. You could use our hashtag.
Yeah, 2Noahs. Hashtag 2Noahs.
Hashtag 2Noahs. This is 2Noahs. Stay safe and stay warm and smile.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Yep.
Mazel tov.
Mwah.